For over 90% of human history, the sun going down meant something terrifying. No streetlights, no phones, no walls, just darkness, and whatever was hiding in it. So what did our ancestors actually do every single night for hundreds of thousands of years? Turns out, night wasn't just downtime for early humans. It was one of the most important parts of the day, and the way they spent it may have shaped everything about who we are today, how we talk, how we bond, even how we sleep. Let's start with the first thing they did: gather around fire every single night. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer tribes like the Ju-Huanzi in southern Africa noticed something surprising. Daytime conversations were mostly practical. Who found food? Who needs what? Boring logistical stuff. But at night, everything changed. Nighttime talk was almost entirely stories, myths, gossip, jokes. Some scientists believe this nightly ritual is where human storytelling, and maybe even imagination itself, was born. Fire didn't just keep people warm, it extended the day. Before fire, humans were active only in daylight, just like most animals. But once they controlled flame, they gained a few extra hours every single night to do something with. And what they chose to do with those hours wasn't hunting or working. It was connecting, talking, bonding. Some anthropologists argue this nightly bonding time is what allowed human groups to grow larger and more cooperative than any other species on Earth. But it wasn't all comfort. Night was dangerous. Predators hunted better in the dark than humans did, so groups developed something crucial: night watches. Someone always stayed semi-alert, listening for danger while others slept. This constant, low-grade vigilance may be why so many people today still feel uneasy in total darkness. It's not superstition, it's ancient survival wiring, still running quietly in the background. Here's something else that might surprise you. Ancient humans probably didn't sleep in one solid block like most of us do. Historical records, along with observations of some remaining tribal groups, show a pattern called segmented sleep. People would sleep for a few hours, wake up for roughly an hour in the middle of the night, talk quietly, tend the fire, maybe have sex, and then drift back to sleep until sunrise. That quiet waking hour in the middle of the night may have been one of the most reflective, creative periods of the entire day. A strange kind of built-in thinking time modern life has completely erased. Night was also when knowledge passed down. Without books, without writing, oral storytelling was the only way information survived from one generation to the next. Around the fire, elders would tell stories about the stars, about ancestors, about dangers to avoid and lessons to remember. Anthropologists studying these traditions found something fascinating. The stories weren't random. They were often moral lessons wrapped in entertainment, designed to teach cooperation, warn against selfishness, and strengthen the bonds holding the group together. In other words, night wasn't just rest, it was school, therapy, and entertainment, all wrapped into a few hours by the fire. There's also a deeper psychological layer here. Being close together in the dark, sharing warmth and light, likely triggered real biological bonding, the kind that builds trust and reduces stress. Some researchers believe this nightly ritual played a role in reducing conflict within groups, since people who bond regularly are less likely to turn against each other. In a world with no police, no laws, no formal structure, that nightly fire circle may have been one of the only things keeping early human societies from falling apart. Now compare all of this to how we spend our nights today. We still crave that same connection, but today it's a phone screen, not a fire, scrolling instead of storytelling, alone in a room instead of surrounded by people. Maybe that's part of why so many people feel restless or anxious at night, even when they're completely safe indoors. The setting changed entirely. The instinct never did. Your brain still expects connection after dark, it just isn't getting it the way it used to. There's something almost poetic about it. For most of human history, the most dangerous time of day became the most meaningful, because facing that danger together, night after night, is what pulled early humans closer instead of pushing them apart. The dark didn't just threaten our ancestors, it quietly built the foundation of everything we now call society. For thousands of generations, night wasn't something to survive, it was something to share. And maybe the reason humans made it this far isn't because we were the strongest or the fastest species out there. It's because every single night, in the middle of total darkness, we sat down together and told each other stories. If you had lived back then, do you think you'd have made it through the night watch? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more stories about what made us human.